Every weekend, I get to have coffee with an old friend I worked with who was a patrol officer and detective with Seattle Police Department. Without fail, he always tells me an interesting story about being on the job, and I thought I would create a new spin-off of Reasons We Serve called Coffee Time with Officer Fox. The episodes are recorded at the coffee shop and last about 5 minutes each. I hope you enjoy.
I thought I would tell her a story about why you shouldn't run from the police. It also kind of falls under what we would call street justice. And all these stories happened a long time ago. So some of the details may be a little off or a little foggy, but the main concept is right there. So this was back in the late 80s. I was working first watch, which is early in the morning, 3:30 in the morning till 12:30 in the afternoon, and a motorcyclist got in a pursuit with one of our old timers, and they chased him around, probably for a good 15 minutes up in the north end of Seattle. And the motorcycle ended up getting away. So about 20 minutes later, a little old lady called 911 and said, "Hey, I heard a loud noise out there. And, I don't know what it is, but it was a loud crashing sound." So I was brand new rookie then, actually a student officer. So they sent me out to look around and see what I could find. So we drove out here, looked around, and we found evidence of an accident. So went back in there. Here was a motorcycle, and the guy riding it was pinned underneath it, and he was unconscious. So we called the medics, and they showed up. And he'd been driving a little over 100 miles an hour to escape from the police. And when he'd crashed, the motorcycle landed on him. So it had been laying on top of him for approximately 20 minutes, and it was really hot. And so the paramedics show up, and they go to pull the motorcycle off him. He regains consciousness and starts to scream. And he's screaming bloody murder. And so the paramedics are taking a look, and they cut the clothes off of it. The motorcycle had been laying on top of him, and the muffler, the exhaust, was laying right on his crotch. And it had burned through his jeans. And his ball sack was welded to the muffler on the motorcycle. And he was in extreme amount of pain. He had to go to the hospital. Paramedics did a quick little surgery right there. They whipped out I thought they would have used a scalpel, but it looked like a pocket knife to me. And they kind of scraped around his nether regions, and they separated his skin from the muffler. So, and then he was transported to the hospital. Well, since he'd been involved in a pursuit, they sent the new little rookie up there to watch him until he could be sent to jail. So I get up there to the hospital, and I'm hanging out, and the doctor says, "Hey, you need to come in and take a look at this." And I'm new, and I'm like, all right. So I come in there. Well, not only had his nether regions been welded to the muffler and then cut off by the paramedics, it had also heat welded the skin. So his ball sack again was now heat welded into his thigh. So I got to stand by, and they wouldn't give him any pain medication because they didn't know if he'd eaten or any of that. So in the emergency room, the doctor used a proper scalpel this time and removed his ball sack from his inner thigh while he screamed horrible, terrible sounds. And I was like, this is why you shouldn't run from the police. And if he never gets charged with anything ever, I'm okay with that because he's paid the price. Because I can't imagine anything more painful.
Audience, I hope you enjoyed episode 1. Oh my gosh. Holy shit. All right.